SBA Publications.
Hello, dear students, how are you all? I hope that you're doing well and you're ready for the next chapter. And the chapter is going to be our chapter number 7, and the name is pronouns. So, let's get started without any further ado. A pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. As we already know that a pronoun is a word that we use in place of a noun. Though the pronoun itself is not a noun, yet it is used as a substitution for a noun. Although the pronoun itself is not a noun, but we use it as a substitute. Let's read the sentence and find out. This is Raman. Raman is painting. Asim and Kasim have come to meet Raman. Asim and Kasim are glad to see Raman. Raman welcomes Asim and Kasim. So all these sentences, they are very exhausting and they seem a little weird. After reading the sentences, you will find that there is a lot of repetition, right? Of the same names. The same names are being repeated. So we can use pronouns instead of repeating the names. Instead of doing the repetition of these, we can use pronouns. We can write the above sentences as follows. This is Raman. He is painting. Asim and Kasim have come to meet him. They are glad to see him. He welcomed them. So the pronouns he, him are used for Raman, and the pronouns they and them they are used for Asim and Kasim. Now let's learn about different kinds of pronouns. So first we have is personal pronouns. These pronouns are used for the person or a thing. Okay, they are used for the person or thing. For example, I, we, you, he, she, it, they, etc. All these are examples of personal pronouns. For example, she gave me a flower. I am an orator. He went out with his dog. You are stupid. Okay, all these are personal pronouns. Next we have is demonstrative pronouns. These pronouns are used to point out the subjects or objects to which they refer to. So these nouns normally point out towards the subject or object. For example, this, that, these, those. This is my doll. These are my pens. That is my horse. Those are your shoes. These are chocolates. What was that thing? This pond is deeper than that. That is your house. All these are examples of demonstrative pronouns. Next we have interrogative pronouns. So where the word interrogative comes, we know it's about question. So these pronouns are used for asking questions. Okay, we are using them for asking questions. What is the matter? Which is your book? Whose pen is this? Whom do you want to meet? Who is there? Who is speaking? What do you want? Who is she? So all these are examples of interrogative pronouns. Next we have reflexive and emphasizing pronouns. What are these pronouns? They are pronouns which behave like objects. To the verbs, but they refer to the same person as the subject of the verb. Although they behave like objects, but they are referring to the same person that was our subject. They are called reflexive pronouns. The pronouns which are used with a noun or pronoun for the sake of emphasize are called emphasizing pronouns. And the pronouns which are used with a noun for the sake of emphasizing. Okay, how? Let's see. First, let's see the examples of reflexive pronouns. I hurt myself. So it is being used as a object, but it is the same person, right? An example of emphasizing pronouns, we ourselves served the enemies. We ourselves. Okay, so here we are emphasizing, and to emphasize we are putting the pronoun. Okay, I myself was there. So this side is the example of reflexive pronouns and this is emphasizing pronouns, and both these are somewhat same and different at the same time. Now let's move towards the next kind, which is indefinite pronoun. These pronouns do not refer to any particular person. They do not refer to a particular person. For example, all is not lost. Few are lucky. Some are born great. None but fools can believe it. So we are not pointing towards any specific person, and yet we are using pronouns. Notes that one and they can also be used as indefinite pronouns. So we can use one and they in this category as well. One should do one's duty. We are not pointing towards a specific person. They said, they say that honesty is the best policy. So we are not talking about a particular person or a particular group, but we are talking about someone. Okay. Next we have distributive pronoun. These pronouns refer to a number of persons or things at a time. Okay. A number of persons or things at a time. So more than one. Each of the girl was given a book. Either of the two boys will go. Neither of the answers is correct. So we are talking about a number of person or things. Next we have relative pronouns. And for this, let's read the following pair of sentences. I met Hari. Hari had just returned. I have found the pen. I lost the pen. Here is the book. You lent me the book. So let us now combine each of the above pairs into one sentence. I met Hari who had just returned. So we had two different sentences and now we are combining them. I have found the pen which I lost. Here is the book that you lent me. So now let us examine the work done by who, which and that here. The word who is used instead of the noun Hari. It therefore does the work of a pronoun, right? We are using it in the place of a noun. So they work as a pronoun here. The word who also joins or connects two sentences. So it therefore does the work of a conjunction as well. So it is a pronoun and a conjunction at the same time. The word who therefore does double work, the work of a pronoun and also the work of a conjunction. Relative pronoun refers or relates to some noun going before which call its antecedents. Okay. I met Hari. So Hari is antecedent. It goes before the relative pronoun. And who is the relative pronoun? Who had just returned. Okay. Now let's see some points that we have to remember. Let the pupil show why, which and that are also relative pronouns in the second and third sentences. So, what is the antecedent of which in the second sentence? And what is the antecedent of that in the third sentence? You have to look for yourself, okay? Now, forms of relative pronouns. Relative pronoun who has different form of accusative and possessive. So, first we have nominative, that is who. Possessive is whose and accusative is whom. This boy or girl who works hard. This is the boy or girl whose exercise is done well. Okay. Possessive. This is the boy whom all praise. This is the accusative. These are the boys who work hard and these are the boys whose exercises are done well. It will be noticed that the forms are the same for singular and plural, masculine and feminine. The forms will remain same with all. Be careful to use who, which is nominative, and whom, which is accusative, correctly. Okay, you have to be careful. Who they were, I really cannot specify. He was the man who they determined should be the next mayor. Okay, and the student whom you thought so highly of has failed to win the first prize. So in the present day English, the relative pronoun who is often used instead of whom. So instead of whom, in the present day we are using who a lot. Relative pronoun which has the same form for the nominative and accusative case. So the pronoun that is which, it remains same in all the cases. This is the house which belongs to my uncle. This house which my uncle built cost him 4 lakh rupees. Okay. Now, relative pronoun which has no possessive case but whose is something used as a substitute of which. Okay, of which in place of which we use whose. A triangle whose three sides are equal is called an equilateral triangle. Okay, relative pronoun that has the same form in the singular and plural and in the nominative and accusative case. That also remains in all the case same. It has no possessive case. He that is content is rich. Take anything that you like. The relative pronoun what is used only in the singular and has the same form in the nominative and accusative case. What is only used with the singular and it has the same form of nominative and accusative case. I say what I mean. He failed in what he attempted. So relative pronouns what is used when antecedent is not mentioned in the sentence. Okay. So we use what only when the antecedent is not mentioned. What is done can't be undone. Use of relative pronouns. Let's see, when do we use them? A general rule. Who is used for people. It may refer to singular or plural noun. It doesn't matter. The man who is honest is trusted. Who is sometimes used to referring to animals. It also refers to animals sometimes. Whose is used to speaking of persons but sometimes of things without life. So whose we use with people but sometimes with inanimate things as well. The sun, whose rays give life to the earth, is regarded by some people as God. So sun is inanimate and still we are using whose with it. Which is used for thing without life. Which is used for without life and for animals. It may refer to a singular or plural noun. The dog which I recently bought is an Alsatian, which was formerly used to refer people as our Father which art in heaven. So, formerly, earlier we used which for people, but now it is not used as it was. Which may also refer to a sentence as the man was said to be drunk, which was not the case. So we are referring to the sentence, okay? The entire sentence. He said he saw me there, which was a lie. So this entire sentence the person is talking about was a lie. The relative pronouns who and which can be used to restrict, limit or define more clearly than antecedent, that is, where the clause introduced by a relative pronoun is restrictive or defining, as the man who had cheated me was arrested yesterday by the police. The book which you see on the table cost me 2 rupees. To give some additional information about the antecedent, that is where the clause introduced by a relative pronoun is continuation or non-defining, as the teacher sent for the boy who came at once. So we are using them as clauses. I gave him a rupee, which was all I had with me. So in this use of the relative, a comma must be placed. So when we're using it like this, a comma must be placed after the antecedent. That is used for people and things, and that we use for people and things both. It may refer to a singular or plural, doesn't matter, it may refer to both, and it may be used when antecedent is not certain, when we are not certain what the antecedent is. For example, all that glitters is not gold. So we are not sure about the antecedent. It is not clear. So we are using that here. Now that's it for the chapter. We have this exercise and I hope you can do it well by yourself. So you do the practice and I will come back soon with another chapter. Bye bye.